Alright, welcome back to another episode here on my channel. This is episode 5 of Copper Island. If you haven't seen any of the previous episodes, then you can click the card in the top right hand corner and it will send you directly to the playlist of all the other episodes of this series that has been going on for a bit over a month now here on my channel. It's my first American city, or American realistic city, and Copper Island is based off the Pacific Northwest, but some parts won't be, if that makes any sense. There are some buildings here and there that doesn't quite fit the theme if the theme is Pacific Northwest. Like for example, I do believe it was the last episode I placed down some townhouses, I do think it's called, that are based on these townhouses of I think it's Rhode Island, somewhere around there. It's been used by Press in his new Windsor series, and I do believe actually those kinds of buildings were specifically made for that series. And the only reason why they are also to be found here on Copper Island is because I like them. They look really good, and I don't feel like I want to narrow it down too much in the sake of being ultra realistic. There's so many great things on the workshop made by great people, and you see, I wanna try it all. I really do. I remember when I had my Weatherby series last year, when I made a realistic British city. At that time, it wasn't that many assets that specifically fit the theme of being British, and the assets that was available at that time, they were pretty old, so they didn't quite look as good as a lot of the new assets did. However, now, after my save game broke and all of that, there's been a lot of new cool different things added in the workshop that are specifically British. It makes me really want to try to go back to the old city, but the old save, but sadly that city's gone for good. Yeah. If you want to see that series, then go over to my channel. It's actually been quite popular lately. I see I've seen an influx of viewers from episodes that I posted over a year ago, which is quite weird. But I don't judge if you're late to the party. I welcome you anyway. So if you're new around here, then very happy to have you aboard.
All this longing, but it won't hide. I dream about you every night. Winter cold, please hurry. Bring him home before I worry, and his face gets too blurry. My love, I send you kisses. My heart belongs to no one but you. It won't change. My love, I send our best wishes. Snow will fall, and I'll be on your arm, my love.
Now in this episode we are starting on the downtown area. As you can see, it's not that big. It really isn't. I started out by just plopping down the different kinds of buildings that I wanted to use. I roamed the workshop a bit before I started playing, and I found some buildings that I really liked. Most were these brick buildings. These may be or may not fit the theme perfectly, but I really like them anyways. And I almost think that Copper Island, or Washington Creek, which is the name of the city, could sort of be like almost a generic US / Canadian city or region, just because there's so many different styles mushed in together in one area. But if you look at the vegetation and the and mostly vegetation and all that, you can kind of see that this is somewhere based on a bit further north, a bit more on the west coast of you're not anywhere in Northern America actually. And it would be really cool if any one of you actually lived in a city that kind of looked like this. It would be awesome if you could send me some screenshots or whatever. You can send them on Twitter if you want to. Maybe I can even try to implement that into this series, you know, send me a picture of something that comes from your hometown if you're from this sort of area. You know, if it's cool, I might try to replicate it as best as I can on in Copper Island here. Now, as you can see, there is not a lot of detailing. There's a bit of detailing at the end, but that might be like a teaser for the next episode. Episode 6 will be completely dedicated to detailing this area. I haven't gone around to actually film that episode yet, but one thing I do know is that I won't go too crazy on the detailing. But then again, if there is one part in this region that I like to detail a lot, it would be here in the downtown area, because I think during a lot of cinematic footage throughout this series, we probably will go back to the downtown area, because it will of course stand out as being, you know, it does sort of have a skyline, it does, because there are some pretty tall buildings here. So it's important to get this area right and make it look good. And I am actually kind of pleased of my choice in buildings and the choice of where to put them. Yes, it looks kind of sort of blank and empty, but then again, that's of course because I haven't detailed anything. So once I plop down a lot of decals, a lot of props and all of that, hopefully it will look kind of good. And I also been looking for like a good event generator on the workshop, a sort of thing to place down in a certain area, and it sort of works like a park, and it will attract a lot of sims. So it would be cool to have sort of like a farmer's market, maybe made entirely out of props, right here in the downtown area, and then I can just place down these event markers, and it will actually look like these sims or whatever you should call them are actually looking or actually taking part of the farmers market, because that is almost like half the fun, to place down something and create something here in City Skylines, and then actually seeing the people enjoy it and use it. And you don't often see that when you are detailing as heavy as I do right here. So it's cool when it actually works in this sort of environment as well. But that is it for this episode. I do hope you enjoyed. You can follow me on Twitter if you want to. I post screenshots and videos and different kinds of updates around the channel and around this series. I also have another series going on, vanilla series. So if you're interested in seeing how different the game can be, then you can take a look at that one. It's as I said, completely vanilla, and it's way different than what I'm making right here. Now, if you enjoyed this episode, then consider leaving a like, and if you want to see more, then you can hit the subscribe button. Now comes the time for some cinematics. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you soon. Bye for now.